Hello, Henry Longard, and here I am with a big black box. What's in the big black box? Big black box. Why, there is a bird in the black box. It is a piano bird. Here we have it. Piano bird is a piano-like auto harp built out of an iridescent nightingale. Those are several things that you have no idea what I'm talking about, but here they are. Basically, it's like an auto harp. It only has 24 strings instead of 36. And instead of the bars damping the strings when you push down on them, they undamp them. So they undamp them one string at a time, or actually two at a time mostly. And so when you push one of them, you get a note. When you don't push them, you don't get a note. Sounds like a washboard. And you can play, it is set up in differently from most piano-like keyboards, even though it has all 12 notes of the diatonic, or I should say of the 12 equal scale. They are arranged like what they call a circle of fifths, but in fact is a cycle, piece of the cycle of fifths. And or it's not really cycle, it's a spiral of fifths. And that means also if you have 7 consecutive bars, they make a diatonic scale. And consecutive can also mean these 3 here and these 4 here. So it really works out. It wraps around like that. But mostly there are about 7 keys in here which you can sort of play in. So for example, if I start here, that's a little high. So if I learn those shapes of how the scales work, so we know 1, 2, 3. I haven't put buttons on this or put any, the markings on this are hard to figure out, so I'm just winging it here. But anyway, that means that also any adjacent bars play a perfect fifth. So here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, here's one, and then oof, I lost track because I can't tell where I am. But basically, since a chord is a perfect fifth plus a major third, most of the time, major chord, there it is. So the fingering only takes 2 fingers to play, even if it's no matter where it is. And then you can make a suspended chord like that, add the 9th. You can make a so-called 7th chord, a dominant 7th chord, by pushing this guy. And you can just make a mess by pushing like 6 of them at once. It actually doesn't sound so bad. Normally you want to jump pretty far away to get a real good contrast. It was a problem I had with another auto harp of mine that played a lot of pentads. All the chords ended up sort of sounding alike. So if you don't want to think too much, you can still get some music out of this. You can get the minor chords. You can get these major 6ths, major 7ths, suspendeds, kind of diminished chord. Is this what this is? Augmented chord. Kind of a stretch. But they're all in there, and they're not voiced. That is to say, there's no way for you to, I mean, in theory you could say, maybe if I just push on this end, the bass is not so prominent. But it's still there. So you can't do the kind of voicings where you're not having a lot of notes in the bass and you have a lot in the top. But, you know, it's a side effect of doing this octavey thing. You know, then you get to choose by how you strum it, you see. So it's like, instead of that, you do. So you can still pluck it and finger pick it the way you do with a normal auto harp. And that's how you can get a larger number of chord choices. Clearly, if you're playing like 3 or 4 of these things, that would be 12 to the 3rd or 12 to the 4th chords. So that's kind of has a kind of limitlessness. It also, I mean, I could also probably change the bar setup to have little mini hammers in there or something, so that when I hit it, it does it to a kind of a tiny, almost quiet extent here. So I could actually treat it like a piano. I would probably benefit from having some of the some of the foam that is pushing up on these bars be thinned out so that it takes a much lighter touch. As it is now, it takes a pretty light touch. But if you're holding a bunch of things down, it accumulates and you end up with a lot of touch. Ooh, that was a chord I didn't want to play. And you can also just hold a whole bunch of them down and pretend you know what you're doing. Yeah, just hold 5 notes down and you'll get a nice pentatonic scale. Sorry you couldn't see my other hand, but I had to get closer to the screen. I couldn't see what I was doing. So that's a quick demo of the current state. These will probably be replaced with wood. This will probably have wooden spacers that also help that out. I might put some holes in these lower bars to make sure that they are properly registered. I just wanted to make sure that they worked first before tightening it up and making this more secure. So this, as you can see, is very wiggly and ridiculous. If I play it, these screws like to unscrew on me. These screws don't, but they're not attached to the top. So there's going to be some more iterations. And the box that I made for it is also going to get some iterations. The inside is going to be coated with fleece or something. And I don't know if I can put a little magic bag in there, but maybe I will. That is a bag full of picks and other goodies. So that's my report. Talk next time. Bye.